Yes, people, what's going on? It's Eagle Talks Football. We're back again with another video. Today on Vibes from the Six, it is going to be a good one, ladies and gentlemen. We got you guys a big matchup between Manchester City and Liverpool. Man City at home, Liverpool away. And we got to talk about what happened with Man City and Liverpool midweek. Liverpool dropped points in the league, giving Arsenal some title. The title hopes are alive. We're back in it, ladies and gentlemen. As Liverpool keep dropping points, we keep picking up points. You never know what can happen at the end of the season. We've seen it happen before. Don't let it slip, Liverpool. That's those famous last words. And also, we got to talk about Chelsea's top four battle with Villa. Tottenham are playing this weekend also. We got to talk about them. But the main event, of course, is the Man City Liverpool game and everything that happened midweek, circulating that. And we're going to be getting the panel on. There's also a massive crisis at Chelsea where the Chelsea fans are in uproar. They're protesting. There's Chelsea fans who are hating on the protest. There's fans who love the protest and are backing it. It's so much craziness going on. But before we go any further, please do hit that like button. Please do hit that subscribe button. And let's get this show started the right way, ladies and gentlemen. You already know what it is. Yes, people, what's going on? It's Eagle Talks Football. We're back again. We got Rack in the building. We got Vader in the building, both on time. The rest of the boys are going to be joining us very soon. Hopefully, Ahmed, and Jay. Hopefully, they'll join us very soon. But before we go any further, this is the main event. This is the main three, right? Right now, let's be honest. Chelsea's an afterthought right now. They got their own crisis going on. You got Tottenham. Let's be honest. The main conversation we talk about Tottenham is when they lose. They don't really win too often recently. And then as for Man United, you know what? I don't know what to say about their new ownership, but it's not any better yet. They haven't shown any signs. But maybe Rack will say it's too soon to write them off, as you love to back owners. You're not going to say nothing? Last thing you're going to see is Rack.
No, absolutely not.
Last thing you're going to see is Rack backing the Man United owners, right? But before we go any further, shout out to everyone watching live right now.
Anything Man United related, can't back it. Can't back it, man.
I hear it.
The gym.
I hear it. People, do me a favor. Please do hit that like button. Though. Please do hit that subscribe button while you guys are here. And let's get straight into it. We got a lot to talk about. Boys, do we start with Liverpool or do we start with Man City getting absolutely smashed by Real Madrid? Maybe Real Madrid in the Champions League. That makes more sense. Vader, you're out the Champions League. Absolutely got your ass handed to you in the second leg there. Big up M. M is joining us just in time. M is in the building, hopefully. Oh.
Just in time to back the gym. M's here, just in time to back the gym.
There you go. He's in his car. Jim kicked him out the house. But yeah, Vader, talk to me.
Wait, it's still not working, again.
Don't worry. Let me know when you're ready. Let me know when you're ready.
Listen. I don't like that intro. I don't appreciate that intro.
No, talk to me, bro. You got slapped by Real Madrid.
No. A slapping is 10-2 on aggregate. That's a slapping.
What's 6-3?
6-3 isn't a slapping. 6-3 is dominance, but it's not a slapping. A 10-2 is slapping.
Okay.
All right, but yeah, we didn't look.
I think he thinks he did something there.
Give me Bayern. We all remember that.
We all remember
last words.
I'll take Bayern again this year. Wow,
Vincent Kompany's gonna humble.
Just like you took Newcastle, yeah. Just like you took Newcastle.
Ooh, listen, I want to do this.
Look, hindsight is a beautiful thing. Liverpool had the easier tie.
We can't. You wouldn't be able to use hindsight if you hadn't opened your mouth in the first place.
Sorry,
anyways, I don't know why Liverpool fans do this thing where they cover City and protect them. Are you doing that thing again that Liverpool fans do where they protect City?
Why are you moving the goalpost? Vader was just making a comment about 10-2, and then we've descended into chaos already. I don't know.
All right. Vader, come back, Vader. We need you back. We need you back, Vader.
Where you going? Listen, guys. I've got family around. It's one of them ones. I've had to hop out. I'm in the car. I'm doing it. I'm here. But I do need to turn up on Liverpool and Beta. Okay.
You got kicked out
From what?
from doing the stream in your house.
Well, bro, when you're married and you have responsibilities, and then the family comes round, so you got like 15 people, like, or 10. It's a close 10. So it's like, you know what? Like, let me just accept defeat. Okay, look, I know you guys want me to be here, but look, let me just go in the car. Oh, my cousin right here. Let's say hello. Oh,
What's
boys, like,
good?
boys,
Big up, cousin.
Look, bro, we're both in the car. His wife's upstairs, man.
All right.
What team does the cousin support?
Millwall, mate.
Millwall. Oh man, okay, wow, that's
random.
that's a bit left field. Yeah, sure. I wasn't expecting that.
No, guys. I don't want to mess with the chat. He doesn't follow football, but he follows.
Okay.
He's like, oh, anyone talk shit on Millwall, mate. So he just has a laugh.
All right. You know what? Since Vader's not here, and he didn't like what we were talking about earlier, let's start with Liverpool. Liverpool drop points to Aston Villa.
Liverpool, yeah, man. Even though I've got kicked out of the house, however you want to put it, but yeah, Liverpool.
All right, let me segue. Rack. Liverpool drop points to Aston Villa in dramatic fashion, where both teams could have won it at the end. Darwin Nunez missing sitters, Jota missing sitters, Mo Salah trying to do his best carry job, and it ends up in Liverpool dropping points to Aston Villa away from home in a tough game, and the meltdown from your fan base. Oh, it was wonderful to see them all losing their shit, people going crazy, saying they don't trust their team.
I see you trying to keep your composure, man. Look at you sipping that. I see you like, look at him, bro. He's sitting there drinking, smiling.
What do you want me to? What do you want me to do?
Hey,
I can throw my toys out the pram.
If Arsenal beat West Ham, my brother, it's over, bro. You need to. You're the biggest bottle jobs in Premier League history, bro. I'm telling you.
If Arsenal beat West Ham, if Arsenal beat West Ham, there'll be a grand total of 5 points behind us.
Yeah. And
Not bad.
Rack.
Far from all over.
Rack, you know me and you're always good. I respect you, bro. I get it.
I know, bro. It's all love.
Rack. If Arsenal win against West Ham, 5 points behind, that's looking like an apple crumble, bro, for Liverpool fans, bro. Like, you're crumbling.
So yeah, look, it's not good. I can't sugarcoat it. We missed some sitters yesterday. Yeah.
Good.
So
yeah, look, it wasn't good. It was very disappointing, and the nature of the I almost said the nature of the loss, but the nature of the draw makes it a bit of pill to swallow, just simply because we had the chances there to win it. Like, we created very good chances, and I mean, he who shall not be named is
No.
Don't get me wrong. Jota also missed a sitter, and Jota's sitter was kind of crazy because it almost went off for a throw-in.
No, that was.
But
if he scored that, game done.
But at the same time, Jota was in the first half. Nunez was in the second half. Nunez would have put us 3-1 up, I think, and at that point, I think it would have been difficult. At that point, we could have sat back, and Jota also, he played a part, right? He won the ball when the Villa defender was trying to pass it back, and he laid it on for Mo Salah as a decent assist. So Jota played an important role. Huh?
He laid it off for the tap-in.
Yeah, but he had the mindfulness to predict the pass back to the goalkeeper. He stopped the ball, then he ran on to goal, and rather than be greedy, he squared it to Salah for an easy tap-in. So yeah,
squaring it off is fine, but Rax, you're doing too much because you were gifted that goal. Jota didn't anticipate and get in the passing lanes. Like, that was a horrible pass back. Jota pounced on it, rightfully so, and you guys were fortunate to go up. But
okay, let's just say, so 1 out of the 2 times he did his job. Darwin Nunez, 0 out of 1 time he did his job. There's a 0% success rate from Darwin Nunez. At least Jota had a 50% success rate. Anyway, this
Yeah,
is by the
yeah.
by. This is by the by.
I'm glad you're saying his name
We
though. It's honestly disrespectful to say the one who we shall not name. Like, come on, he's a player
yeah,
for you guys. You
I
guys
guess
sing a song about not walking alone. How are you guys throwing him off
no.
to be alone?
The silver
Bruv,
lining is
bruv, you
I
got
won't
the
be
Jake
saying
in
his
that
name for
for
very
Vader,
much
you know.
longer because he's gone in the summer.
Vader, try saying something now. I canceled the echo. Go ahead.
Nah, big up Vader. Man, that's a
I
Jota
canceled my echo as
comedy,
well.
you know. Vader just came from a Real Madrid loss, bro. 3-1. And he's still
Two
giving it to
negatives
you.
make a
Big up
positive.
Vader for that.
Is my audio still janky?
Right.
Yeah, there's a mad echo.
I
What
turned
happened?
off the echo.
Reset.
Hold
You
on.
throw away this Premier League title, my friend. You need to come to London.
You're not going to let me forget it. I know you. I'm in London.
Now, listen, all I got to say is Liverpool, we've been saying Liverpool are heavily reliant on Mo Salah and Cody Gakpo. And outside of that, the rest of the attack hasn't really showed up.
Well, I mean, like I said, Jota played an important role yesterday. He's coming back from injury. He has scored vital goals. If we line up our attackers and your attackers, I think Jota's probably the second best. I think
At this moment in time, maybe.
Well, yeah, no, but after Saka, which one of your attackers is better than Jota?
Havertz is better. Trossard has been
Get
better.
out of here!
Ethan has been better.
End the stream
Oh,
now.
Ethan, hi.
No. I'm talking, bro. We're talking in 2025. We're not talking about 2024, 2023. Things change. At one point, Bernardo Silva was considered one of the best in the league at his position. No longer. Things change.
Class is permanent. Form is
Is my
temporary.
audio fine? Because I want to be able to fight back on this episode.
When did Jota come back from injury?
I don't know, but okay. You know what? Let's ask Ahmed. Who would you rather
have? He's a Chelsea fan. If you think he's going to back you got nothing coming.
Who would you rather have? Jota or Ethan Nwaneri right now?
Are you asking me who I'd rather have?
Listen. Okay.
Realistically, before I let you go, I would probably say right now Jota, because Jota's still a known quantity. I need someone that's already I know I can rely upon. I think Nwaneri is still too young in that aspect. Like, I want someone that's ready for me, and that's why I probably say Jota over Nwaneri.
Okay.
I think Nwaneri, for the time that he's had so far, has been absolutely phenomenal. But he hasn't achieved a quarter of what Darwin Nunez has achieved, right, in his football career so far. Darwin Nunez has scored international football. I'm sorry. How can you even pull that face? Darwin Nunez has played internationally. Yeah, he scored for Uruguay. He scored in the Champions League, right? Numerous goals for Sporting. He scored in the Premier League. Nwaneri is an incredible talent.
Why are you defending Darwin off the back of his poor performance?
No, because what you're saying is ludicrous. What you're saying is ludicrous.
You think Nunez? Where does Nunez rank in Arsenal's attack if he was in our team? I think he's just above Sterling. That's it.
Well, respect Sterling.
Has Nwaneri even played double figures in Premier League games?
Listen, the one thing, Gal, you don't want to happen here is Nwaneri to be a one-season wonder.
You don't even know.
Don't want to do one-season wonder. That's what I'm saying, bro.
I don't know off the top of my head. I'm not
exactly. You don't know. So at least question mark.
15 games. He's played 15 games this season.
Premier League.
Yes.
15 Premier League games.
Yes.
Okay, fine.
Listen, man.
Listen. If that's your opinion, that's fair enough. I think it's ludicrous,
bro. I think
guys, why are we acting brand new? We know how Gal likes to overreact with new things.
Guys, I don't think it's an overreaction to say outside of Mo Salah, Liverpool's and Gakpo, Liverpool's attack is poor, and for him to say his attack is all this is crazy to me right now. When you think about it, Luis Diaz is hit or miss. What's called Darwin Nunez, hit or miss. Chiesa is irrelevant at this point. Barely even features. Hasn't done much.
Okay. Let's do that. Okay, let's continue with this. But after this, let's do the Arsenal's hit or miss, shall we?
Okay. Okay, fair.
Cool. Let's do that.
So the only two.
Raiders laughing because he knows what's coming.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. So these are the two. These are the two that I'm giving any say to: Salah and Cody Gakpo. The rest of them,
Okay.
it's you could they're hit or miss. Even Cody Gakpo himself has only recently turned around his form.
No, Cody Gakpo has been good. Cody Gakpo has been a good signing for 35 million, and this season and last season and the half season before that has been good.
Okay, so now
none of your players bar Saka are anywhere near Cody Gakpo. Let's not even that's not even a discussion.
I disagree. I think both Trossard and
do you think Trossard is better than Jota?
Trossard has been just performing just as good recently.
Trossard is a shit. Trossard is a shitter, older Jota.
Fair, if you want to say he's older, but I wouldn't say he's shitter.
And shitter.
What has Jota done this season? Let's see. What has Jota done this season? You know what? That's quite fair. I'm impressed. 5 goals, 3 assists. Jota has the same GA as Trossard this season, and he's played less games. Fair play.
Do you want to? Should we discuss any more of these hit or misses, or do you want to concede right now?
No, I'm not conceding. I think Saka. I think Saka and Havertz, have been better than every other player you've had in your attack besides Salah.
You're entitled to your opinion.
Who in your attack is better? You think Darwin Nunez is better than Havertz?
I think Darwin Nunez has achieved more in football than Havertz.
You can achieve more, but it doesn't mean you're better.
Rax, Havertz has the Champions League.
Havertz has the Champions League moment.
Stayed on about this.
I'm not going to speak too much on that one. I mean, that's his only moment.
Bro, you could be Scott Carson and achieve everything in football, but not be a better player than any.
Let's not pretend that Darwin Nunez has been Scott Carson and hasn't played and hasn't scored and hasn't made no. He scored goals for Uruguay. He scored goals in the Champions League.
Professional. I'm not going to have you talk bad about him like that. Stop it.
Yeah, put some respect to Scott Carson's name, man. Come on.
Let's get back to the game, though. Let's get back to the game.
Goalkeeper as well.
Let's get back to the game. Let's get back to the game. Finally, Aston Villa almost beat you, and you almost beat them. It came down to it was a 50-50 game at the end. Anybody could have won it. What happened was you guys seem to be shaking it offensively. Outside of Salah, it's a struggle for you guys right now.
I mean, I disagree with that. We created plenty of chances. The problem was we didn't take our chances, right?
Is that not a discredit to your attack?
I mean, no. Because look, I'm going to use the old Arsenal adage. I've mentioned it the other day. I trust the process, right? If we keep creating chances, we will score more than we will miss, right? I think the difficulty of Arsenal is you guys don't really create very many chances. This is why over the course of the season, I still think we'll win the league over you.
Fair enough. If you think because you create more chances, then you're just going to win.
Well, I mean, if you create more chances, it makes sense, right? If you create more chances, you're more likely to score them.
I don't know, bro. I don't know. Isn't this how Kevin Keegan lost the league?
I
might have done you there.
The problem with Keegan was he couldn't keep him out on the other side, right? If you look at the back line of that, what was the back line of that Newcastle team? Philippe Albert and
I think Warren Barton was there. Man like Warren Barton, you know. So
yeah.
I know I'm late on this, but I was like, obviously, I'm sure you've talked about. I never really see Rax lose his cool, but I saw him on Twitter. It's like I don't know this Nunez guy. He's a donkey.
He's a donkey, man.
He had his Morata moment. Yeah, that's what he said. You're like, I'm finished with him. Get him out of my club.
To be honest, I've been finished with him for a while, but you know, ultimately, We just need to get the most out of him until the summer, and then when we sell him,
listen, the
fair
thing,
enough.
the thing is though, like when I saw that, there's only a few times in my life when a player's missed a chance and I've gone, wow, I've just been gobsmacked. I think Torres versus Man United for Chelsea was another time that I was gobsmacked at a miss, and it was that level of miss. And I think Liverpool it was a weird game because it was like Liverpool did enough to win, but they also didn't because of how they constantly kept letting Aston Villa back into the game. Like it's like multiple points in the game. I thought Liverpool have done enough now. I thought Slot as well, by the way, like just really quickly on that was I feel like Slot managed a defeat for Liverpool last night. I genuinely did. I feel like in terms of what he did as a manager last night, he managed a loss. Yeah. But the fates like saved him, like with the Trent sub. Yeah. Like he wanted Trent off the pitch before Trent scored the goal. Right. And then if that's me and that happens, you got to give him 10 minutes or something. Because the next 2-3 minutes, Liverpool were dominating anyway. They were dominating. Jota was looking lively. Yeah, he didn't score, but he was lively. I'm like, you got to give him another 10 minutes. Do you know what I mean? It's almost like Slot thought, I'm going to make this change on 60 minutes, no matter what. Do you know what I mean? And I think
they're planned. They're planned. A lot of his plans, especially with him like coming back from injury recently. But I think the issue is that he wanted to load up his minutes because we've got a decent run of games coming soon. And in those games he's going to need them more. Unfortunately, that may have to change now that Bradley. I think he mentioned that this in the pre-match press conference today. So I kind of get it. But obviously now that Bradley's injured.
The funny thing about that is, again, you can almost argue, well, if you leave Trent on the pitch, Bradley doesn't get injured. Yeah.
But then
on the flip side,
Trent was really starting to influence the game.
Happy about being subbed. I'm like, don't worry about it, bro. Your backup's gone now, so you're going to be playing plenty of minutes over the next few weeks.
Yep.
I want to give my take quickly on the Liverpool game, if I may. Hopefully not.
Look
at that smile! Look at that big smile!
I'd like to think so, but no. Obviously, like the last few results have been a bit wobbly from Liverpool perspective, but this is where I always come back to again that it was key for them to have this like kind of gap, right, between themselves and then the opposition teams. Yeah, this is where it comes down to. At the end of the day, now you would hope, obviously, UCL football. I think it's coming back for you guys. What, in 2 weeks? Is it? Because I know we have to face. We get back to European football like in 2 weeks. Obviously, it's the Conference League, guys. I understand. It's a trash version of the UCL, but at the end of the day, you want to hope you get back on track until then. But like, you don't want these results to continue, right? If you face it on the weekend, then somehow again it ends in a draw. It starts building up concern within the team, this harmony. That's something you don't want, because I'm experiencing that right now in real time over a 10 game like period. So what I would say for Liverpool, you just need to get back on track, fix a bit more their mentality. I would probably argue, try to think about the game, keep it simple. And I want to shout out from Aston Villa, Disasi, man. Shout out to my guy Disasi, Brick Nation. He was handling, your defenders. You know what I mean? Tyrell Mings was doing the bozo moments, but he was handling the foot, man. So I want to show my guy love in it. You know what I mean? That's my guy.
The Garcia guy, he was the one doing the bozo moments.
Nah, hold on. He says, like, listen, you say this now, but the thing is, if we actually look at Disasi's performance, punched the man in the face, got away with it. Yeah,
that's my guy, man. Dark arts, man.
Constant, the ball over the top of him was constantly on. Yeah, like the whole first half, like that run in behind, constantly on. Like he played better than he was playing for Chelsea. That's the caveat I'll give.
Listen, man, Aston Villa fans want to sign him. I'm already seeing it already. They're asking for me spectacular player. I'm willing to sell my guy. I'm willing to sell my captain.
You're willing to enter.
captain.
You're willing to enter negotiations, yeah?
They're willing to enter negotiations, man. That's what they're saying.
Yeah, but
So I'm looking forward to it.
Look how
Ahmed
exciting
is
he is.
trying
This
to
is all
sell
Chelsea
water.
do now. Make transfers.
Listen, I don't know if you know this, Jay, man. Jay, I told you, man. I'm a full-time scout now, bro. I'm international. I'm international, bro.
No one's buying. No one's buying what you're selling. But before we go on,
no, that's real, bro. I'll send you a text.
no one's buying what you're selling about thing. The centre back. That's what I mean. I'm not saying. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Axel to his friends.
Axel to his friends. Axel to me. There you go.
Anyways, guys, we gotta talk about Vader's team also because they play Liverpool this weekend and they just came off a big loss too. 3-1.
And belt to us, man.
Guys, I said this was a slapping. You know, he had the audacity to come back and say it's no 8-2. I get a 10-2. I know it's no 10-2, but still, you still got your ass handed to you.
Listen, you can get 8-2 and it's bad, but like there's sometimes there's like a 3-0 scoreline where it's like, you know, it's terrible, bro. Like, you know, you know the opposition.
The worst
it wasn't a 3-0 scoreline either. Like,
I'll let you go in a second, Vader, but I just want to say a couple because I was watching it. I was dual matching. So I was dual matching and watching it.
Mm-hmm.
And first of all, my God, Gundogan is slow. Oh my days. Like he's running in quicksand. And it was never more visual than when you're seeing like these Madrid players just darting around. And Gundogan, it's like, I don't know what he did in Spain for that 1 year. I don't know what they did to him. But he came
Too many tapas, man. Too many tapas, bro. That's what I'm telling you, man.
So, but the thing I want to say to Vader is, obviously, there was no Haaland. But I'm still surprised, like, how much the team still would need in the summer. You know, obviously, man, like City desperately have to sign a number 10 in the summer. They cannot rely on Foden, yeah, to play that 10 position moving forward. Yeah, they just can't. They can't justify the risk. It's not to say that he might not be able to live up to it, but they can't justify the risk of giving him the keys to play number 10 next season.
Bro,
they
he
can't.
Had a stinker. He had a stinker, bro. Hey, look, Jay, you know when you see certain ballers in the Premier League, yeah, you assume that they have that Liga. In Moroccan, yeah, we call it daka. Yeah, it means touch. The ball's moving, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
In Spanish, we call it tika-taka, yeah? Foden lost his tika-taka on that day, bro. The ball's bouncing off. Beta, by the way, I love Foden, bro. I'm not attacking him. But the game that he had, bro, the ball's bouncing off his shin.
Talk about it!
His first touch. No, Beta, hey, I'm not coming on no hating vibe, bro. I watched the game, yeah? Everything he done turned to crap. Everything he done.
Can I just ask?
I'm not saying. I'm saying City. No,
I'm
saying City from a risk profile. I'm not saying Foden. I'm not saying Foden's not a top player. I'm saying that City.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
City, due to his form this season, they cannot just trust that he's going to go back to last season's form next season.
Guys, you know this is my favorite topic.
Because my phone's about to die. Give me 1 minute, man, please. Jay, from what you said, and I watched that game, yeah. And guess what, bro? City were losing. City lost 2-0, 3-0, 3-1. But Jay, honestly, when I looked at City's team, they were lacking a goal threat. And you know, bro, if they had Haaland, that game would have been different, bro. Yeah. But that game, you did see what certain players were about. Gundogan, slow running backwards, but we knew that. Beta, we knew that. It's nothing new. Yeah. Foden, for me, how many times where all you had to do is control the ball, bro, and the ball's jumping off his shin, jumping off his leg. He had the worst game in Champions League history. But I am not blaming Foden. I'm not blaming Foden. I'm not blaming Foden. Mate, I'm going to be honest, bro. I watched that game. He was awful. Everything he done turned to crap. But I'm not saying. I'm not saying.
I've got a
he's bad
nasty
player.
question for Vea, but I'll let him
Bro.
finish.
Bro, I'm not
Vea,
saying
I've
he's
got a
bad
nasty
player.
question for him.
Let me
Vea.
go
By the way,
first. Let me
I
go
just wanna- I
first.
just
No,
wanna
you're
add
gonna
one more
like.
thing,
You
yeah.
gotta trust me. You're gonna like this
I have
question.
to say this, bro.
You
Bro, I want to add one more thing. Yeah?
you get off your chest. It's one quick question. One question.
Bro,
Yeah,
look,
I'm gonna
look,
ask you.
Take away the 2 mistakes. Yeah, City didn't play that bad, bro. They needed a goal scorer. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like every
Yeah.
goal
So
came from
Vea, can
mistakes.
let's
So
ask you
Vea,
the real
Em,
question
you
now.
done?
Let's ask you the real question, Vea, right now.
You done?
Vea, we need to
I'm
ask the
done.
real question. Yeah, Vea, let's
Am
ask
I
the real
wrong?
question. Let's ask the real
That's the
question. Is
question.
it time to admit, yeah, that Foden is not on the level anymore? Yeah, that people have been comparing it
Nah.
to Saka,
Oh, you
to
man trying to
Palmer,
unfold it.
you know what I mean, and all these guys. Is it time to admit that, bro? I think it. Listen, after this season,
One second.
you have to
He's
admit.
a rapist, bro.
Oh, you got me?
That's what I'm
I
saying,
think
bro.
at this point in time, we have to start admitting Foden ain't that guy. He ain't the number one
No.
option on the team.
The boy
He ain't the
is
number one option on the team.
I understand what he's saying, because what we're saying is Foden can
You guys
be
talking amongst yourselves. Let me go on mute.
Foden can be a very good player
Yeah,
in the
once we're
team.
done, Vader,
Foden
we'll give you the
cannot
floor.
be the best attacker in the team.
Exactly.
That is exactly what I have been saying
Exactly.
for a while now. Phil Foden is a great player.
Runs
Phil
away
Foden
from
is
you.
a good player. I am not criticizing him as an individual, but I think people have misprofiled his role in the team. He is not the talisman. He is not the
Exactly.
main man. He's
No,
not
but
the guy
he
who gets
can
the
be.
team.
No,
He-
the thing is,
one
he can
second.
be, Gal.
He can be,
the
but
talisman.
he never has actually been.
No,
the
he was the
talisman.
last season he carried
Jay,
the mantle. What
Jay,
no,
Jay,
Gal,
hear me out. Hear me out. Hear me out. Hear me out, please. You will understand where I'm going with this in 2 seconds.
I disagree fundamentally
Okay,
with your
let me
point.
tell you where I'm going
Go on.
with it. When Foden is asked to perform to the same standard with Kevin De Bruyne, Rodri, or Erling Haaland not there, or
he
all three of them
flops.
not there, he does not perform to the same standard.
I disagree.
I'm putting him up there for bro. I'm telling you now to compete
No,
in a
you boys,
Madrid
you boys,
team,
you
yeah,
no.
and come on and do bits, bro.
I don't
Brian Diaz.
co-sign. I don't co-sign. What I'm saying is Foden is capable, yeah, and he can go through spells where he is the best player in the team. But what I'm saying is to rely on him to be the best player on the team is where his form goes up and down. I'm not saying Foden's not capable of going in spells where he's the best player that City have. I've seen it. He is capable of doing that.
When has he done that without?
I've seen him be the best player on the pitch. Like Everton away last season when City were on the ropes. Yeah, Foden carried them over. I saw him multiple times last season. So I'm not going to say that Foden's not capable of it, period. He is. I'm saying that Foden shouldn't be the most important player in the attack. And he's shown inconsistency this season to a level where it's like you need an alternative to him that's a high level. That's what I'm saying. And I'm drawing a line on your point because I'm not saying that Foden's not capable of being the best player in the team. He is. He just can't be trusted to be the best player in the team consistently.
Ahmed, are we not saying the same thing as him? I'm confused.
Yeah, I feel like we are. My issue, what I'm trying to say is that when the team needs you and you need to step up. You need to step up. I don't think Foden can
necessarily do that. We're not saying the same thing. You say this, and then I have to stop you because this is literally what I'm not saying. I'm literally saying Foden.
So can I ask you a question? Let me ask you a question there to like kind of understand what you're saying. Would you say that Foden would be a number one option on a team, yeah, in a team to to be the talisman of the team essentially, right? So like a Palmer or like a Saka. Do you think he can do that? That's a question.
I think he's capable. I think he's capable of doing it for a time of the season, but I wouldn't trust him to do it for a whole season. Now
so
this season. Now what I'm trying to say is this season could be an anomaly. Yeah, but I'm saying what my whole overriding point is City cannot trust that it's an anomaly. They have to act like, okay, maybe this is.
That's why they're trying to get Florian Wirtz to be the Kevin De Bruyne replacement. They don't trust Foden to be the Kevin De Bruyne, the guy who takes over.
I wouldn't. I personally wouldn't.
Let me hear from Vader. But before I do that, I want to know, Rak, what do you think about Foden? Because this topic has been a hot topic all season. People are using this this performances of this season,
Yeah.
these kind of games, and they're questioning him as a player. They're saying,
you know why it's
games?
difficult. The reason why it's difficult, and I'm going back Foden a little bit, is that it's always difficult to pick out an individual's quality, both when a player is playing in a really, really good team or in a really, really bad team. If you put Foden in an Arsenal or Liverpool this season, I'm sure he probably would have done really well, right? This City haven't been doing as well as they have in previous seasons, and he looks poor, right?
But isn't he supposed to get them out of the mud?
Wait. Let me finish. But we have seen his quality at the absolute highest level in both the Champions League and the Premier League over a number of seasons, right? So it's always going to be a little bit different. If you put Foden in a shit team, if you put anybody in a shit team, it's going to make it more difficult. The onus is on you. There's more people around there to stop you. There's more focus on you. I don't know. I'm going to give him a bit of a. I'm going to cut him some slack. Obviously, we'll see next season if this form continues. I think
Vader,
bigger questions have to be asked.
Vader, you home?
Yeah, I'll be in the studio in like 2 minutes.
Okay, we'll wait until you get there. Honestly, guys, I was on the terrace. Everyone just thinks I have a Foden agenda. My main thing is I was looking at him in that Real Madrid game, and
you 100% have a Foden
Yeah,
agenda.
you do have a.
I'm looking at him.
You do have a Foden agenda.
But guys, we all watched that Real Madrid game, and no Erling Haaland, no Kevin De Bruyne, no Rodri. Foden's the guy who's supposed to be looked upon as the difference maker in the team, and he was a passing.
Do you think top quality Phil Foden makes any difference overall to that? When you've got arguably the best player,
I think Phil Foden is the perfect circumstances.
But when you got Ballon d'Or Rodri out of the team, you've got arguably the best goal scorer in the world out of the team, and you've got probably the best attacking midfielder in the Premier League over the last 10 years out of the team. Of course, it's not going to be the same, right?
No. But then stop judging him as if he's the best. If he needs other great players around him to perform well.
Every player needs other good players.
Not true. I've seen Salah come out and perform with not so good players around him. I've seen Bukayo Saka perform with terrible players around him. I've seen Harry Kane perform in a Tottenham team with nobody around him of his caliber or level. But Phil Foden needs all these other players around him to hold his hand for him to perform at a world-class level.
No, but at the absolute elite level, the fact that you're playing at the elite level suggests you have got elite players around you. Salah's had world-class players around him since he set foot at Liverpool. I'm not sure when are you referring. Are you referring to Mohamed Salah at Basel?
I'm referring to Mohamed Salah at Egypt. I've seen him perform. I've seen him perform at Basel. I've seen him perform at Roma. I've never seen Phil Foden perform outside of a Pep system where he has a bunch of world-class players next to him carrying the water also. Am I wrong?
I think the best way I would put it is I just think for me, and I said this before, Foden. Obviously, we haven't seen him at another club where maybe there's even less in terms of like quality and stuff like that. But I think if we look at it right now, he's the guy that I would probably argue has the most freedom in Pep system, the most thing to like do, create or score. I'll be honest as well, and the fact that he's not taking advantage of that, and then he's playing in such poor form as well, doesn't look good, bro. And I'll be honest, like if you look at Saka. Yeah, I hate to use this example because I'm like, listen, I'm an Arsenal hater myself, but like Saka's been consistent. Palmer, listen, he's been poor in the last 5-6 games in terms of like goal scoring and assisting us, but in general, he's been consistent for my team, right? Again, Mo Salah we can use quite easily, being a consistent goal scoring threat at minimum 20 goals per season. I think with Foden, I think the expectation of that is there on him, but I don't necessarily think he has the ability to achieve that over a long season. Like, be that number one guy and do that job. But that's just me personally. I think that guy actually is, unironically, the guy in front of him in terms of Haaland. I think that's the guy you probably would argue has to be that guy.
He gets all the criticism. But Vader, take it away. Take it away, Vader.
Do you guys not get tired? Are you guys?
I didn't just got a dent. I didn't just got a dent, bro.
Is this not? Is this really the result of what last season did to you guys? Him winning those awards, him being so consistent last year, is having you guys discredit what he did last year with what he looks like this year? This man didn't have Haaland for 2 months, didn't have KDB for 5 months, and you guys want to point it out like he didn't do his thing.
No,
Like,
no,
he
hold
wasn't
on.
that
You
guy.
got, you
No,
guys.
no,
are
let me
harsh.
finish. I stayed on mute. I let you guys all talk.
Yeah, but you're saying you guys
Yeah.
like I co-sign that. I
No,
did
no,
not
no.
co-sign that.
Jay, you know, I don't. Okay,
Yeah.
you know what? Ahmed, Igal, you frauds. I'll make it clear. These guys keep wanting to bring up Phil Foden, and they want to address this season with him not being that guy last season. He absolutely was. So let's put 2024 behind us. Now, if you want to talk about 2025, yes, he's been inconsistent, but do not put your Cole Palmer, who's only done it for a season, with Poch, by the way. Don't put your Saka in the same conversation with Mo Salah and this whole this being the focal point, being the player. Neither of those players have done what Salah's done. Don't put him in that category, and don't put him in terms of a reference or they're equal to a Phil Foden until they've done it, until they've won those awards, until they've been that critical. This season, Saka's hurt. Can't prove it this year. We'll have to wait for next year. Cole Palmer, ooh, interesting. What does he look like year 2? Is he getting those numbers again? Is he getting 11 penalty takers? No. So let's relax, because if either of those players were at Manchester City, they'd be a system player. They'd be in the same. They'd be asked to do the same things that Foden's asked to do, and whether they would carry it, we'd have to wait and see. But that's a wait and see. Stop taking your shots at Phil Foden. He's poor. Yeah, he didn't have a good game. First to admit it. Don't put him in that. Don't put your guys in that category. Do not do that.
We're just gonna glance over it because guess what? Phil Foden won Premier League and PFA Player of the Year last year. Bukayo Saka has been injured. Cole Palmer has been underperforming, and they've both still had better seasons than him.
What are you talking about?
They have.
To this point, they've had a better season.
Yeah.
Okay. So what do we look? What are we judging? G&A?
Performances, memorable moments. I think
memorable moments.
Palmer,
What the memorable moments?
Cole Palmer and Bukayo Saka have had more of Phil Foden besides the Brentford performance and maybe a performance versus Ipswich or something like that. I don't recall him having too many good games this season. And you want to know something? It's not a coincidence when Man City's whole team is not looking so good. Phil Foden can't look good, but guess what? Erling Haaland, who gets criticized every week, he's still scoring 19 goals. He's still putting in performances week in, week out.
He's scoring goals, but Haaland hasn't looked great either. What do we? I'm
know
not a GA guy.
Haaland hasn't looked as good, but he's still putting in performances, unlike Phil Foden.
He's putting in goals. I wouldn't say he's putting in performances. So
he's putting in better performances than Phil Foden.
Okay, that's fine. What Foden looked like for me in Jan, I was happy with. Now,
yeah, for 1 month.
Yeah, okay. So he looked good for 1 month. You guys were all on mute. He has a poor game in Champions League, which you guys, Ahmed enjoys watching because he's in a different conference.
What about the Emirates?
We all look poor in the Emirates. Every player.
He lost you the game.
We were losing, Igal.
You were drawing.
We were going to lose that.
To the ball.
Okay. He gave up the ball twice. He had a poor game, but we weren't
versus Madrid too.
Okay, when he's had poor games, I'm the first to admit it. I'm not going to put an entire season on him. I still have to play till May. So I get it. Igal gets the likes, gets the clicks, gets the interactions when he talks Phil Foden. You got to talk about him.
I told you, I'm going to give him the whole season. If you don't fix up,
giving him the whole season is let's talk about it at the end of the season, not every time.
When we talk about it at the end of the season,
good games, because when he has good games, you're on mute. You ain't saying a
thing.
Bro. You're not even like, yo, Bitter, you know what? I'm seeing a change in Phil Foden. You're on mute.
We were on here.
I gotta tell you about it.
Rack and Ahmed are witnesses. Guys, last time when he was bringing up Foden, what did I say? I need to see it from now to the end of the season. And what happened? A month later, capiche, he's gone.
So, what do you
I don't know what the capiche means, but Idal, we have to your own words,
man.
Your own mouth. You said we got to wait till the end of the season. So we aren't waiting. We aren't waiting. You're bringing
12 more games.
You know, it's
12 more
capiche
games
right?
left. Prove me wrong. carry the team on the back. Put some water on there.
Who did what?
Oh,
What?
do it.
I didn't
Let's
hear.
see
I didn't hear what you
can
said.
do.
I didn't hear what you said. What?
I said there's 12 more games left. Let's see what he can do.
It's actually 14, no?
There's 12.
14, bro.
We're also still in the
12,
FA.
12, yeah.
Oh, I thought there's 12 more league games.
You're saying Foden could still win a trophy, and Saka might not. Oh no, that would be.
So
Saka's not even
listen.
playing, mate.
Let's be real. Let's be real, man. Let's be real. Yeah, Beta, man. I see that you're unhappy. About the Foden. I see that you're rather unhappy about us giving Foden slander, and you know what? I hear it.
Wait, Ahmed, just don't do the. You're angry. You're unhappy. Don't.
No. What I mean by no. I'm not doing that nonsense. Don't trust me, bro. I'm not doing that nonsense. The reason why I say I don't understand why you're unhappy, because obviously I get that he's your player. Right? That's what I'm trying to say. Like, I get that he's your player. Like, he's performed quite well over consistently. But I've always maintained, at least for myself, that you can check my stuff previously when I was speaking about City, that we will see who Foden truly is when the team is down, right? When a lot of the other guys are underperforming, that's when you truly see.
So who are you seeing? Who are you seeing currently at the club as the team's down?
But
using that logic, other than Foden, who are you seeing as they're that guy now that the team's down?
Haaland.
I wouldn't necessarily. I think Haaland to an extent probably, but like the other guy, I'd probably say, even though I know he's been defensively really poor, right? I'd probably say Gvardiol in terms of like an attacking sense. Like, he's been there for you, one of your consistent guys. Savinho has started to show up to you.
Listen
to
this.
Savinho.
I had to ask the question, and I saw you. It's all on camera with you. When we're poor across the board. Now, the funny thing is, I don't bring bullets like this. I don't go after your players. But guess what? When Saka's healthy and next season, guess what, Igal? Now I'm going to have to put him into this Mo Salah category.
Held to a higher standard than Phil Foden. Cole Palmer's held to a higher standard than Phil Foden.
No one's
I crash it on Foden. I crack it on Palmer every week, but it's playing for.
No. You will point out
held
that he's
to a
playing
higher standard because they are the face
throwing him
of
to a standard
team.
that he hasn't acquired yet.
No,
that's
because
my issue.
Man City as an institution have fallen off a cliff, and their supposed best players are not held to a standard because guess what? Rodri's actually their best player and he's injured.
He's Ballon d'Or. What's happening here? Rodri's Ballon d'Or.
Yeah, we agree. Ballon d'Or winner is the most important player in your team. But Phil Foden won PFA Player of the Year, and when I told you he shouldn't have won it, but Rodri should have been the winner, or you guys disagree?
No. For what Phil
why
did,
is it different?
Because for what
he was a worthy winner last season. Like, as in, like, there's a
let's be honest. Let's be honest.
Being honest.
Phil Foden only won PFA Player of the Year and Premier League Player of the Year because Rodri wasn't on the ballot.
What are you talking about?
No.
There is no ballot.
No.
The
PFA Player of the Year is what there's a ballot of nominees, and Rodri wasn't even nominated.
No. Igal. Unfortunately, you don't. We had this discussion before when you said the only reason that he won it because he was English. When we then worked out,
keeps coming up with different reasons to get the logic.
But I then established there's more foreign players in the Premier League than there is English players. So that reason makes no sense whatsoever. There is no ballot. It's an open vote. It's an open vote. We went through this about 3 weeks ago. He won it, and it's individual players' opinions, and he won. That's just the nature of this type of vote. Whether you disagree or not, it doesn't really make a difference.
I don't want to spend another minute on Foden. Let's talk about City Liverpool.
Whenever it's time to crash back, time's up. But I'm going to enjoy next week. I'm going to
Vader, don't do that. Vader, don't do that. You leave you leave 20 minutes into every show, bro. I don't know how much longer you're going to be here.
No, hey, all that's fine. But you guys got to speak. I came to studio ready to speak. Rax brings up a point to put another flaw into the whole why Phil Foden got it, not Rodri, and it's time to move on. I'm calm with it. I like the transition. This will be a great clip up. We'll move on.
All right, you know what? I don't usually clip up the shows, but I'll clip it. Let's do that. For now, let's talk about Liverpool, Man City. Liverpool go away to the Etihad, And I'm gonna start with the home team. Vader, do you have any hope of winning this game, getting some points? What are your aspirations for this game? Do you think you're going to play a much stronger side than you did versus Real Madrid? Give me your thoughts going into this game.
Yeah, you know what? Do I have hope? I always have hope, man. I'm like Jay. I got hope every season with what's going to happen with regards to my club in the games, right? I got Ahmed,
You see, Jay, what he did to you after you backed him?
I always back. I always listen.
Wait, what?
To be fair, seems like bias from a biased individual. That's what I'll say. Like me being fair indicates to you that I'm kissing ass. I'm just being fair.
And what Egal heard with me talking about Jay and Hope took it as a slight, but it's
he's like yeah.
But this is what we go into games to do, because there's always my club can do a thing. My club can make something happen. And this is Liverpool. It's been a rivalry, despite Arsenal fans want to say it was too friendly, and United fans want to rebrand and say, oh, I like back in the day when there was more grit, more sting in these fights. This is a rivalry, and I'm not going to go down without swinging. I'm not going to hand over this prem for them as much as they think it's all sealed up, because for whatever reason they don't respect Arsenal's run. I think that this game is going to require us to play more like the Newcastle, more like the first leg of the Real Madrid. I looked at how Pep set us up with the 11 in Real Madrid. I think he still had an eye on the prem. I honestly do, because as that game played out, and you guys all saw it, you guys were all watching Champions League. I heard Jay talk about dual screen. Ahmed's enjoying Champions League as a spectator right now. And Igal, you comfortably made it on, and so did Rax. So when I see Pep not making impactful subs, he's keeping those for later. He's keeping those for Liverpool. KDB starting the first leg.
If there was still something left in the game, players like Haaland would have come on, I reckon.
If there was that, we gotta go seal this up. We gotta get this done. Haaland's gonna touch that pitch. KDB is gonna touch that pitch. I think he managed it knowing, you know what, it's beyond the team. This game, it's beyond us. We're not gonna get back into it. The tie's done. And he was looking at Sunday. Now, no Doku, no KDB, Haaland obviously on the bench. I think he managed minutes. I think we see those players on Sunday. As optimistic as I am, as a person that's like, I'm not going out without a fight. As much as I want to do that, Haaland not playing, I need to hear it from Pep that Haaland's playing before I want to guarantee that, you know, and I'm confident in a win. But right now I keep seeing a draw. As disorganized as we were at home, I think the advantage allows me to think we get a draw against this club. And Liverpool are going to have to try to break us down. It's not going to be a clean sheet. I don't even think it's going to be really pretty. It might be up and down type football. But if we get a draw, we make life, and I'm sure you're going to be a City fan on Sunday, but we make things difficult for Liverpool, and we see when and which week they win this league.
So you don't think you're going to win?
I need to hear Haaland healthy before I'm going to say, yeah, we're going to win. I saw how we played versus Real Madrid without a focal point. When you're asking me to play with new additions in Marmoush, January transfer, Nico Gonzalez, January transfer, and in my spine, I'm also going to have Gonzalez, and I'm also going to have Kosanov. These are all new additions against a veteran. Well, these guys have been playing together, and their spine is secure. You got Salah, Van Dijk, you got Gravenberch who's doing his thing as well, and you got Alisson Becker. It's going to require a lot.
I think Kusanov against Salah is going to be a very good battle. I could see that being a good battle.
Kusanov versus who?
Versus Salah in terms of like pace for pace. I think you can match him for pace wise.
You're all over the place. Kusanov's not even on that side of the pitch.
I know. I'm just trying to have a little bit of fun, don't worry. But on a serious note, though, I think in terms of like the game itself, obviously, I think everyone's gonna probably favor Liverpool to win the game. In terms of like how City's been playing stuff, but I can see this being a cheeky draw. You know, in terms of like Liverpool kind of in some form,
Based
like
off of form, yeah, we can see that.
middling form. City themselves, I think, in terms of like, the Premier League and stuff, like you've not actually been quite decent in terms of form-wise in the EPL. Obviously, not excluding the UCL. So you know, listen, I need Liverpool to do a job for me. Can you get a draw for us?
Yeah, you're a Liverpool fan. Egal's gonna be a City fan.
I need to be a Liverpool fan just for top 4 purposes. You know what I mean? Like that's not even like hating City. I just need to get top 4.
Who's your direct threat to top 4?
You right now, you.
No. I'm not right now. I'm talking the remaining 14 games. Who do you think is like your direct? You're watching every week. Is it me?
It has to be yes, because me and you are 5 for the 6 spot. Yes.
So who do you see as the most likely to drop out for you to take their place?
That's what I'm asking him, and he's like,
"All right, let me see. Let me just double check. Like, I mean, obviously, there's Bournemouth that's ahead of us.
You don't know the standings.
No. Obviously, it's Bournemouth and Newcastle, and you guys are ahead of us right now, if I'm not mistaken, right? Now,
and Forest,
Bournemouth, City,
and Forest. Now, the thing is, Forest did lose their last game against Fulham, if I'm not mistaken. Now, they lose a game again. Interesting situation now, because that means you can probably have another spot available now. So that means 3rd and 4th might be up for grab now. But the problem for me here is that obviously, you know, from a child's perspective, the bodies are in the medical, bay right now.
We doing that.
That's the problem. That's the problem right now, bro. I don't have a striker, bro. So like, that's the issue. So I'm taking it. What was it Jay said? Game by game.
But Ahmed, you got the standard. You got world class. You got in the only category as Mo Salah and Saka, Cole Palmer.
That's why, man. Listen, Palmer Nation, stand up. That's what I'm gonna say. Listen, don't worry, man. Listen, Palmer Nation, stand up. In Cuckoo Nation, you gotta stand up. But listen, going back to the Man City Liverpool game, of course, we'll talk about me later. I think it's gonna end 2-2. That's my prediction.
Yeah, I was on another show earlier, and every time I do the breakdown, as of right now, Haaland not playing, I see a 2-2. Haaland
we
playing.
all know Haaland's gonna play, bro.
How do we know this? We don't do the fake injury mind games like your manager does. If a player is not available, they're usually not available. We don't do that late, that late availability type thing. Right now, he's injured.
Why did he miss the previous game? What's the injury?
The injury's not disclosed. He's injured, but he was in training for Champions League and couldn't play. He traveled, couldn't play. So I'm not, and Pep and the club won't release whether he's available until the last day of training, which is going to be Saturday. So
okay, I'm not going to be like you. I'm going to assume that Haaland is fit. I'm going to assume that you're going to have a team. The projected team right now is based on who scored is this, and this is what they're projecting to be available and who's going to be playing.
Based off of Real Madrid, like who played Real Madrid?
Based on their assumption of evaluating the team and having like statistics throughout the season, they're assuming that this would be the City team and this would be the Liverpool team. Now, Rak, you let me know. Do you think this is going to be the Liverpool team?
Yeah, I mean it's got to be, man. You don't want to be seeing Darwin Nunez miss open net, so
yeah, I think so. We don't know exactly what's going on with Cody Gakpo, so yeah, I think that's a fair shout to start.
That's a big loss, by the way. Okay. Like he was in the best form.
Their second best attacker, no debate.
I'll be on. Luis Diaz is like he's as erratic as Madueke, man. I've actually realized like him and Madueke really are like twins, bro. That's like mother from another mother. Genuinely, the way.
By the way, Madueke is injured also.
Yeah, he's out, and luckily. Can't believe I'm saying this. Luckily, bro, he's only out for 4 games, so we're gonna make it. We're gonna be okay, man. We're gonna be okay.
Yeah, everyone's missing their best.
Mark Green might be back soon too. So listen, I might have a striker
everyone's missing players that they're annoyed by. I'm missing Kai Havertz, and half the Arsenal fan base don't like him.
Do you think? You know what? Listen, I know we still talk about Liverpool, but what are you saying, man? You win your game, 5 points.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about Mikel Moreno at striker, the best Spanish striker in the league in a bit. But before we go any further. Vader, if this is your lineup, what do you think your score prediction is? Is he there?
If that's my lineup, I don't even like that lineup. I'm taking off Bernardo Silva. I'm putting on Savinho. Like, what's happening here?
Okay, so you put on Savinho. You have the lineup you like. What's your score prediction?
You know what? We might get a surprise. We might get a surprising 3-2 stunner.
Ooh. Whoa.
Okay,
That
so
lineup.
This
Believe in his hype.
this is my prediction. Man City just won 4-0 versus Newcastle, if I'm not mistaken.
Wait, your
recently, right?
prediction, your heart.
Man City recently won 4-0 versus Newcastle. I don't think Liverpool's attack is going to be that poor where they don't score. There's going to be goals in this game. The question is it going to be a high-scoring draw, or is somebody going to come out with the victory? And the difference for me in this game is that Man City, as bad as they've been, if I'm not mistaken, majority of their poor performances have been away from home. Am I wrong, Vader?
I suffered 4-0 to Jay at home.
Yeah, besides Tottenham. Have you suffered any major defeats at home?
In the league or overall?
Overall in the league.
In the league,
they lost to Man United in the last minute. That was pretty bad.
but that was a 2-1 late. We haven't been embarrassed other than the Spurs at home like that. Champions League's a different story, but when it comes down to the league,
Haaland's available, and you have the midfield and the attack sorted, with the newbies. I'm gonna give you a 2-2 draw. I can't see you beating Liverpool. It's just difficult.
You just need them to draw, to be honest. You just need them to draw, right?
Yeah. I don't even need to show up. I just need a draw.
I'm watching the game. For me, like, I think it's if City have got the team that kind of played Newcastle available, I think it's a very, very, very difficult game to call, because when City played Arsenal, I actually think up until Foden's mistake, it was a pure 50-50 game. I don't think City were inferior to Arsenal in any way. Like, I think they'd gone behind, they came back, they worked hard, they had chances. Ray had made some good saves as well. Do you know what I mean? Like, City were well in that game. Then they made the mistake, and it's like all their confidence just seeped out of them, and you just ran riot. But up until that goal, City were well in the game. They slapped Newcastle, who beat you handily twice. Appreciate maybe Newcastle players are tired, maybe they're less energetic. So this City team isn't bad. And when I saw Foden, Marmoush, and Haaland play together, they're the people who were like, oh, Savine, no, it's Foden, Marmoush, Haaland. They're the three together. Yeah, if those three are on the pitch together, they're probably scoring 2 goals. Like, I'd go as far as to say they're probably scoring, because they should have scored 2 goals against Arsenal. And yeah, so go. This is the most sense you made all night, Igal.
You're on mute.
We stopped doing combined 11s a long time ago, but if you were to do a Liverpool Man City combined 11, what would the front three be? Mo Salah, Marmoush, and Erling Haaland?
Sorry,
No, I'd probably pick Gakpo,
But so based on what? Sorry.
Based on the quality of their performances this season, Marmoush has been killing it.
Marmoush, he's played for Frankfurt, and he scored a hat-trick from Man City in one game.
Yeah, do you know how many GA he has from when he came from Frankfurt?
But from Frankfurt.
I'm probably
if I put Darwin Nunez playing for Frankfurt, I'm sure he'd get a lot of GA.
Maybe, you know what, you're right. Maybe
I think
go for 75.
I think Gakpo's had quietly an excellent season. Like he's been really good, Gakpo.
He's been performing outstandingly well. Vader had to go. I'm just gonna say this, guys. Everyone's giving their predictions. Rack, what's yours?
About the game, or you just want a prediction?
I want you to give us your thoughts and then go with your prediction.
Okay. So this is our best opportunity to beat City at the Etihad in a number of years, because I think we all agree City aren't the same team at the moment. They proved so far this season, apart from the first maybe 10 games or so. Since then, the drop off has been unprecedented, especially for like a mid-season drop off. At the start of the season, they were playing pretty well, and they were, top or very close to top of the table. And it'll be interesting to see whether there's some hangover from the Champions League. and obviously also some hangover for us from the from the Villa game. I don't think we were as good as we could have been, and I think it's going to become a bit of a midfield battle. If we can get the better of the midfield, I think there's a good chance we win. If they are able to keep possession and dominate the midfield, then it makes it much more difficult for us. I still think there's opportunities there because I still think City are quite open to things like counter attacks and pace and the kind of trickery with which we can attack. But it becomes a lot more difficult. So that midfield battle, and that's not in against Villa. I don't think we weren't dominant in the midfield. I think it was quite even. So I think that's the critical area, and we need to improve there to get a dominant win. I still think we're going to be in it, but I think it's going to be very tight. Unless we get an early goal. If we get an early goal and they have to come out and play more expansively, then or at any point actually, if we go 1-0 up or 2-1 up or whatever the case may be, and they have to suddenly kind of change the way they play to try and get something out of it, I think that's going to present more opportunities. But I mean, you can say that for a lot of teams. I think that if we play to our best, and I expect us to rise our performance because the performance against Villa in recent weeks hasn't been as good. I think we get a narrow victory. So I'm going to say 2-1.
Fairs. Yo, people in the chat, do me a favor. Let me know your score predictions. And also, please do hit that like button right now. We've only had 30 likes so far. You guys can do much better than that. But yeah, Jay, give us your thoughts before we go on to the next game.
Yeah, it's a tricky game to predict. I normally find that when I find it difficult to predict who's going to win, it normally means it leans towards a draw. I think Liverpool's need is great though. They've drawn, how many draws? Is it 3 of the last 4 they've drawn?
Something like that, yeah.
So for me, it's like there's only so long Liverpool can keep going, like just not, you know what I mean? Just hoping Arsenal don't win. And I think that we're getting to the point now where Liverpool just need to take it back into their own hands. Arsenal have got Forest coming up in a couple of games. And like even Arsenal, West Ham with no strikers is tricky. So from my point of view, I'm going to give Liverpool the benefit of the doubt. I'm going to go 2-1 Liverpool because I think Liverpool's need is so great in this game. Yeah, they need to win this game. A draw, because if they draw, you're basically saying they're 9 points ahead and Arsenal have 2 games in hand. Do you see what I mean? And
that's
now
3 points, bro. And then they still need to come to Anfield as well.
And they still got to play you. So it gets to a point where if Liverpool don't win, the title's actually in Arsenal's hands.
Squeaky bum time, yeah.
No, the title's in Arsenal's hands.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. I agree.
So it's not even squeaky bum time. It's okay. Arsenal now are in control of their own destiny if Liverpool don't win, and I just think it's a little early for Liverpool to cede control. So for me, I think it's must win because if Liverpool want to stay in control of the title race, they have to win. So yeah, Liverpool have a better goal difference now, Mark. But the thing is, by the end of the season, you never know. So my point is that it's in Arsenal's hands for Arsenal to score more goals to close that gap up as well. Do you see what I mean? So yeah, 2-1 Liverpool, just because they have to. Or they don't have to, but you know what I mean. It's important that they get the W here. I think a draw is not a bad result, to be fair. But it's just it starts getting a bit repetitive. We've drawn 4 of the last 5 games.
You're using 2 points on a consistent basis.
Yeah,
as well.
you've drawn 4 of the last 5 games. Yeah, you've not lost, but now you've got 7 points out of a possible 15.
Exactly.
All right, let's go. Let's do quick fire. Arsenal. I don't think we're going to spend too much time on this game. West Ham versus Arsenal. I don't know how we did it versus Leicester. We found a way. Mikel Arteta is an absolute genius. He got Mikel Moreno out there playing as an auxiliary striker, coming on, scoring 2 goals. And Mikel Moreno is probably going to start this game. It's going to be Trossard on the left, Ethan Nwaneri on the right, Mikel Moreno up top as a striker. Let's see how it goes for 90 minutes. It's going to be very interesting. I'm going to go with Arsenal winning. We're at home. We should be able to even set it up with set pieces if we can. I go with a 2-0 Arsenal victory. Keep a clean sheet also. What are you guys saying?
Who are you facing again? If you don't mind me, if you just want to repeat that.
West Ham at home.
Oh, listen. I think listen. The pressure's like kind of back on you now to start getting these
Momentum's
wins.
with us though also.
No. I'm just talking about in general. Like I actually agree. Like as in like in the sense that you gotta win this game. If you want to put pressure on Liverpool again on Sunday, you gotta win this game. So I think you can win it too. So
We already have
actually
full
believe-
pressure. Have you not seen how they've been talking lately?
Yeah, man. Listen, the way Hassan was talking yesterday on Al Hawa, man, it's not looking good, bruv. But listen, I think you'll get a win against West Ham. They still look not great. I'll be honest. Even when we faced them, it wasn't that great. So I would say cheeky 2-0.
2-0. What are you saying, Jay?
I'm trying to see if Paqueta's injured or fit.
He's out.
He's out.
Yeah, official.
Okay.
So Paqueta's
Again,
out.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, Somerville's out.
Just this Ola Kunle thing. Sorry, listen, I cannot though, because the thing is, if you lose against City, how can it be in your hands? Because basically it's in your hands, but it's also in Arsenal's hands. It's in both your hands because you've got to play each other. Genius. So anyway, back to the West Ham game. Potter started low-key terribly. Right, and I always look at when I see a manager trending downwards, it's like I'm looking at it. That doesn't change the fact that it's in
2
Arsenal's
losses,
hands.
a draw.
I didn't say Arsenal are going to win it. It doesn't change the fact it's in their hands. So the point is that West Ham have been poor. Well, maybe not poor, but okay, a bit poor and a bit not getting the results. But the thing for me is that when you play Moreno up front, that's it. You're playing your trump card. You're starting it. Do you see what I mean? So if it gets to 60 minutes, 70 minutes, and it's not worked or you're not winning, you might be struggling a little bit. Because obviously, I think Leicester aren't as good. I think West Ham are better than Leicester. And it did take you, you pushed everything you had to get that win. So it'll be interesting for me to see what the capacity of this will be like versus West Ham, whether or not it was because Leicester aren't that good. Maybe Leicester are better than we think and you had to fight. I don't really know. So I think Arsenal, I'm going to give Arsenal again the benefit of the doubt. Scrappy 1-0, 2-1. Listen, sorry, I'm so listen. I know I shouldn't be talking to the comments, but this person is actually stupid. At no point did I. No, honestly, this person is stupid because at no point did I say Arsenal are going to go to Anfield and win. All I said that it would be in their hands. So whatever they do in that game, whatever result they get, it would still be in their hands going into the game. I don't understand why you are trying to create an argument with me about something I haven't said and which is just basic mathematics. Back to you, Ga.
All right. Vader, are you there, Vader?
No, he's not here, mate.
No.
He's not.
All right, guys, we got 75 people watching on YouTube. Hit that like button. We got over 400 people watching on Twitter. Guys, go check out everyone's Twitter right now. I'm going to put it on the screen. Go check out check out these guys. We got to talk about Arsenal. I think we're going to win. Rack thinks we're going to lose. And of course,
no. I think it's the fact that you've had the injuries that you have. I think it's been good for you, helpful for you, that the teams you're playing are kind of towards the bottom end of the table, like Leicester. To be fair, I think you'll agree. First half, Leicester gave you a bit of a game, and it wasn't too easy for you to create chances. You had a couple of half chances before them, but obviously Mikel Merino came on and made a difference, made that impact up front. And I think playing West Ham at home is a good opponent for you to face when you've got these injuries and you're depleted. So I think that makes things easier for you, and I think it'll be enough for you to get the win. To be fair, I think you'll be like I reckon probably the same as Leicester, 2-0.
2-0. All right. Everyone thinks Mikel Merino can do it again. Or you guys think that's weird?
I actually think he's less likely to do it again because I feel like West Ham are more likely to have, you know, like if like Mavropanis plays or something, even though I expect like if I'm West Ham, you just play your most physical centre backs, don't you? You play your physical centre backs who can, you know, do the job. Like I think, not saying that you shouldn't expect it, or not saying that it's just going to be like the same as it was, because game state is different, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? So I don't know how West Ham are going to set up. I don't know. You know, it's not like you're going to be putting the ball over the top for Marino to run onto. Do you know what I mean? So does that Marino tactic work only if West Ham are pinned back? Do you see what I mean? Like, would it work in a normal game state, or would he just look like a central midfielder playing up front? And there's so many intangibles because he only played like 15 minutes. So that's where it's like, it depends if you're glass half full, glass half empty. I really don't know. Do you know what I mean? There's not much data to work off in terms of Marino as a number 9. Do you know what I mean? He had a great starting moment. I think the game state is important here. And if you're West Ham, you think to yourself, like if you're playing Football Manager and you played a midfielder up front for the whole 90 minutes, it's actually, you're going to be having a difficult game. Do you know what I mean? Like, you're not definitely winning that game on Football Manager. And I think, you know, I don't think Arsenal are definitely winning, but yeah, if you score early, it should be an easy afternoon.
Basically, you're a Tottenham fan and you're hating.
I actually thought I gave a really detailed, balanced breakdown there. But
Yeah,
fair enough,
balanced, I have to say.
I thought I was balanced as hell. But yeah,
no, I'm trolling. Look, Chelsea, Ahmed, you got a top 4 battle on your hands this week. You lose to Aston Villa. Is peak. You beat Aston Villa.
You know, I was watching the game today.
Away.
Villa.
So I was watching the game.
Lordy.
No Jackson,
I was watching
no
this. So listen, I was watching the game yesterday for Aston Villa, and you know,
you're vested interest for Liverpool to win.
It was interesting because, you know, it's quite worrying, I have to say at the very least. You know, Chelsea is known to be charity FC. We usually give players their first goals, and Marlon needs his first goal of the season. Asensio needs his first goal for Aston Villa, and so does Rashford. So watch the space. Our defense right now is probably in the gutter. You know what I mean? A lot of our defenders are in the deep. Our attack is not attacking either. Really well and truly, I'm very worried about Aston Villa at 5:30. You know, it's looking like a 3-0 loss to us, bro. You know, I've got that sensation, like in terms of form-wise, in terms of like the players' mentality, the way they've been moving. It's not looking great. I'll be real.
Bridge, I think watching that Liverpool Villa game, I think if Villa put in the exact same level of performance that they put in against Liverpool, they probably beat you by 2 goals.
I think 3-0. I'm telling you 3-0.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? Like,
that's how I predicted, bro. After that game, bro, and how we Jay, after how poor we've been, like the last like 10 games, and like especially the last game, how bad we were, right? And like the amount of players are missing and everything like that. Yeah. Genuinely, it could be a cheeky 3-0, man. It's gonna be a
3-0. Wow.
Yeah.
The thing is at the beginning in that game, like versus Liverpool, like Rashford was like they were. Liverpool played like Liverpool's midfield in that first half. Szoboszlai, and credit to him because the last few months he's just been brilliant. Yeah, Szoboszlai, Jones, McAllister, he was getting the shit beat out of him. He was he was getting his ass kicked. And he was fighting. Like that Liverpool's midfield was fighting. And Villa were fighting.
And guess we've got a one-man midfield, boys. You know what I mean? We got a one-man midfield.
That's what I'm saying. Like, listen, you put Dewsbury Hall in against he's getting his ass kicked.
Oh, Enzo. Dewsbury Hall, Enzo. You know what I mean?
Bro,
barbecue chicken. Like, barbecue chicken.
I'm not saying Enzo.
Barbecue chicken alert.
They can.
No, because the reason why I'm saying all this, guys, that bro, we are not good right now. The form is not good. The performances aren't good enough. I don't feel like the mentality is good enough right now. Like the team's falling apart right now.
Fight in this game, bro. If your team
You
goes
miss
there
Jackson
and fights,
also.
you can get them.
Yeah, bro. It's not looking. I'll be honest, man. It's really not looking good.
It's
I'm
gonna be
being
a
serious.
scrap, bro. You guys are gonna have to go there and scrap.
We have to go there, yeah, and just like fight. I'm being serious, man. We need to throw some punches, bro. You know what I mean? Some little cheeky, like something's got out, man. We need to get something out of these guys, man, because it's not looking great, man. I'm so serious, man. I am so worried for this game on Saturday, yeah. That that live stream, that watch along on Saturday is gonna be crazy, man.
You know what's great? If this does fall apart, like we saw an epic meltdown last week after the Brighton game, but each consecutive loss or dropped points, the meltdown is going to become exponentially worse or exponentially better depending on your point of view.
To be fair with me, listen, right?
No. You're Ahmed. You're arguably the nicest and most level-headed Chelsea fan on social media, YouTube, anywhere, right? But some of the Chelsea fans, it's going to be peak, man. It's going to be peak.
Can't wait.
Listen, I'm going to listen, man. Shout out to the protest too. You know what I mean? I'm hearing them protesting. Looking forward to
Real
it.
Gate, man. Real Gate. Be there or be a Chelsea fan.
Why you guys, honestly, it comes off as a little bit like ungrateful. These owners spend so much money.
It's not because that. I think again, I've spoken about this before. It's a bit more. It's a lot more different than that. Although I'll be honest, man, they had like a TalkSport interview recently with one of the guys that's planning to go to the protest, and I felt like it's dead in the water, bro. I'll be honest. You know what I mean? That's the problem, man. This is what I always say before, yeah. When you're gonna do a process, you gotta have some form of like a manifestos that's talking points, like 3 things or like 2, whether it's 1 thing, 2 things, 3 things that everyone can agree on. You do that thing, you go onto social media, do your thing there, you go to the process on a consistent basis, win, lose, or draw, doesn't matter, make sure it's consistent. The problem is, for me, and the worry I have is, hypothetically speaking, if you go on a 3-game winning run, I feel like this process is gonna be GG's, mate. Because this is, because like I know the Chelsea fan base on some level wants to start winning again. We're back into some level of comfortability. We're back.
Yeah, so, I saw the clip with
is this protest only guy. As far as you guys are?
No, just about this TalkSport guy. He went on there and they asked him. They said, "Were you one of the guys? Were you one of the guys that say we've got our Chelsea back 8 weeks ago?" And he was like, "Yeah, I've seen that."
You know what I mean? That just kills your argument, bro. It just kills your argument, man.
Even if you were, you'd have to lie. You'd have to be like, no.
You just gotta say, no, I wasn't, mate. I wasn't. You just gotta say something different, bro.
You're like a dickhead.
No,
obviously. So, the thing is, looking at Chelsea though, I get it because you look at like Clear Lake and stuff, and the thing is for me is. You got to look at the fact that since they've been there, they've not played Champions League football. They've not qualified for Champions League. Like if it was most other clubs, and I think the problem is that because football is very transparent now, and we all think we know, and you see a little bit behind the curtain, and everyone thinks they know how the magic trick's done. You know, everyone thinks they know what goes into the sausage. And I think the thing is that like I get it because that's the kind of society we're in, and I agree with like because it's somewhat similar to Tottenham as well. You know, like fans want to basically express their displeasure with the way the club's going or the strategy or the approach, but fans are fickle. So if it's going well, they're not complaining, even if they do disagree with the strategy. When it's going badly, they're complaining, but it's all about where they're at in the league. Because just before Christmas, they were doing the chill guy gimmick and saying, "Hey, we're just chilling here. We're just a chill guy. Don't worry about it. Bridge Nation, you remember, sunnier times." And
indeed,
and when you're in that situation, it's like I find it very revisionist for fans to go. I understand why fans are unhappy about certain things completely, but it's very revisionist to be very content with the approach and have excitement, and then 5 weeks later for that all to be gone and for all of a sudden the people putting that strategy in place to be incompetent. They were either incompetent 5 weeks ago or you're overreacting now. Do you see what I mean? Like it's not that quickly. And I
don't think Chelsea fans have the patience to see a process out properly, man.
I think the problem is that there's no quick way to do it, and it's very competitive, the league. So you also have the fact that now the players are you can't raid a Bournemouth like that. Well, we'll find out this summer anyway. But you can't raid players and teams like that. So it just becomes more difficult, Igal, because you look at Arsenal, for example. I'll use Arsenal. You build a moat. You know what I mean? You have a level. But you even look at like a Liverpool, for example. Now, I'm not trying to say Liverpool have been bad or anything, but it's like, look at how tight Liverpool's last 4 games have been, relatively. Imagine if Van Dijk was injured for those 4 games. What would Liverpool's results have been for them?
We'd be top of the league.
But that's what I'm trying to say. It's like, that's how good this league is now. And so I think fans sometimes, when they're looking at and they're being so deeply unhappy with how their teams are performing, it's like, yo, it only takes 1 or 2 small mistakes in the Premier League now, and your team is dropping like 6 places. That's it.
That's crazy, I know. But yo, Ahmed, what's your
My
final
issue? Yeah, I was gonna say, I think one of my big things has always been that you're trying to do the rebuild. Like I was speaking about this on my own stream the other day. Like I would really probably keep 11 players. That's including guys that are all alone, in the squad right now, and that's over a 25-man squad. So we've been trying to rebuild since 2013, and we've got to rebuild the rebuild. So it's not great. But I genuinely think we're going to lose this game, and I think it's going to end 3-0. That's my theory.
3-0. Wow. All right. I know, Rack, you got to go. I'm gonna just speak to Jay about his first team, and then we're gonna end it off here. You believe you're gonna lose 3-0? Ahmed, did I hear you correctly?
Sorry?
Ahmed, did I hear you correctly? 3-0 loss.
Yeah. I don't even predict losses to my team, but for this one, I genuinely think, we're going to lose 3-0.
Wow. Jay, what about you? You have any hope versus Ipswich?
It'd be nice to get some revenge. I mean, like, I'm looking at the Ipswich game and I'm thinking, I think it's interesting because it's almost like I feel like we've got players back now. And, the squad is all of a sudden just looking like we've got a lot more players and, we've got a lot more. And I think the thing with Spurs is because of where we are in the league, there's no running start. You just have to go. You just have to be winning all the time now. So I think we're improved a little bit. But even in the last 2 games, I actually think we've probably given up about nearly 4 XG in our last 2 games, and we've kept 2 clean sheets. Do you know what I mean? So the thing is that we're starting to, a little bit of I thought Vicario was excellent when he came back against United, and you could just see the levels of what it means to have your first.
Got to go, bro. Yeah.
Much love. So I think this is another one of those games where, like, I feel like Spurs have had a few results this season which I would term unacceptable. Do you know what I mean? And I think this is a good example of a game where, like, you're playing Ipswich, and Ipswich are one of these teams. They beat Chelsea, didn't they? So they are obviously capable of putting in a performance and a good result. But it's anything other than a win because of where we're at and because of fan perception is unacceptable. Do you see what I mean? Like, Spurs have to win this game. So I'm not even overly doing an analytical analysis of Ipswich and the players and their form and stuff. Spurs just have to win the game because of where they are in the league, and because there's been too many of these games this season where they've lost to Palace, where they've lost to Ipswich, where they've lost to Everton, where they've drawn with Wolves. And if the manager wants to see next season and he wants to say, hey, like, it was all the players, it was all the injuries, you've got Udogie back, you've got Maddison back, obviously Odebear's back, Bizuma will be rested, Sarr will be rested, you've got one week between the games. So you got a week rest as well. So to me, we don't even need to do all the analytics and stuff. I expect Spurs to really win this game, probably by a couple of goals. And if we don't, again, you start looking at it like what's going on here, because I don't want us to be a team that plays with so little expectation. Do you know what I mean? At the moment, Spurs, there's a lot of Spurs fans I speak to, and they'll be like, "Oh, such and such is injured. You can't expect this, or you can't expect that," and it's just a little bit like, you watched Villa against Liverpool the other day. They had a lot of injuries. Do you know what I mean? They had, obviously, Pau Torres is out, Konsa's out, Kamara's out, Onana's out, Barkley's out, Bailey's out. So they had a good number of players missing. I'd say, 3-4 of them you could classify as first team players, right? Yeah. So, they still were able to, get a good result against Liverpool and stuff. So, and they're playing just as much as us, more or less. Champions League midweek, in the FA Cup. So they've had a few less League Cup games. So yeah, so I will go with Spurs like 3-1 versus Ipswich, because Spurs need to win, and I think that the manager needs to start. Things need to change now. Do you know what I mean? And there needs to be. We've won back-to-back games. Let's see what the next couple of games bring, because it's City midweek after that.
Fair. If you win your next couple of games, do you jump into the European places again?
We're low. I think we need like three or four wins out of 5. Do you know what I mean? We've got a good little run coming up. We've got a few home games.
So you're on 30 points right now. You're in 12th, right?
Yeah.
I think we need to win at least 7th to get European places.
Yeah, at least 7th. I think to get 7th, you're gonna need to win you're probably gonna need to win 9 of your remaining games.
You need minimum 3 to 4 win swing against Newcastle with about 14 games remaining. It's doable, but it's going to be extremely difficult for you guys.
That's what I'm saying. It's like that's
your best chance is to write off the season in the league and just go for the.
But do you remember last season when Spurs, towards the end of the season, there was lots of teams gaining on us, and the season ended up looking the table. Chelsea had a terrible start.
Chelsea finished above you almost.
No, they finished below us, but they were close.
No, I said almost. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They almost finished above us, and that they were. But they had what was the points differential after 19 games? So
beats me.
Exactly.
It was like 1 point, no?
Yeah, it was literally 1.2 points difference at the end.
By the way, there's no Man United rep, but do you think Man United get a result versus Everton away? I think Everton beat them.
No, I think Everton beat them.
Yeah, you know what? That's all we're gonna say about United. And honestly, I think Man United right now might have worse owners than you.
Yeah.
Even with Ineos seem very cheap, man.
Yeah, no, because it's like
they bought the club, but they don't have the money to run the club. That's a crazy.
Yeah, problem. But this is the point. This is the thing I think sometimes when I think about when fans are talking about sometimes you get good owners, but I think a lot of the time most owners are broadly similar. I think you got an owner like Villa. Villa have good, ambitious owners who seem to care about elevating the club. I think Villa have got good owners. But don't forget, Villa's owners still got relegated. They still picked them up in the Championship and stuff. So it's, they still nearly got relegated when they sold Grealish. It's like, what's it? It's one of those where I just look at it from the point of view of saying,
you know what, bro? I'm gonna let you go, man. Jay, we're gonna wrap it up here. You have a good night, eh? Have a good night, everyone. Catch you guys in the next video. Love for the love, people.
You back?
Done now.